Stevie.
Hey, brother, what's up?
How are you,
How are
man?
you?
You
I'm
good?
good. I'm good, man.
I appreciate it, Steve, that you've been taking time to talk to me on my new radio show, Mickey's Free.
Oh, stop,
You know what I
stop.
mean?
Don't even
But
have to ask twice.
dude, but what the cool thing about it, Steve, is it's just about like what I've done in the music business and in chats with my friends. And this week
Right.
I had to get you on the line.
Oh, great.
You
Well,
know,
it's my pleasure to do it.
Well, my list of guitar players, favorite guitar players, is short. I got to tell you, Steve. It's like Jimi Hendrix, Carlos Santana, Billy Gibbons, Jimmy Page. I love Gary Clark Jr. And then there's you.
Yeah,
Then
yeah.
there's you,
Uh,
baby. Oh yeah.
I mean, I don't belong in that club, but I'll take the membership.
No, no way, man. You are
Yeah,
you
that's
are
really cool.
you've always been one of my favorite guitar players, man. From the stuff you did with Billy Idol, the Michael Jackson stuff, Vince Neil, all that stuff. But for
Thanks.
my listeners, I just wanted to talk to you, the infamous to me, Steve Stevens. And who was your guy, Steve? That in the beginning, I know it's a cornball question, but I always ask everybody that you were digging on right, when you started to play and get into it. Who was your guy?
The interesting thing was, I started when I was really young. My
Hmm.
dad brought a guitar into the house when I was 7.5, and I didn't get an electric guitar till I was 13.
Wow.
So that whole time was like the beginning of the kind of singer-songwriter thing. So
Hmm.
really, for all those years, it was, James Taylor, Joni
Oh
Mitchell,
yeah.
a lot of that early, that folk, Simon and Garfunkel folk stuff.
Oh yeah.
And then, right as I got an electric guitar, it was the beginning of the kind of early 70s
Mm.
English, a lot of,
Yeah.
obviously Zeppelin, but then
Yes.
a lot of the prog guitar players because they were, when I heard Steve Howe play with, yes, he
Oh my
was
God.
playing classical
Hmm.
and ragtime and all this stuff. And this was stuff that, I already had in my back pocket. And I went,
Hmm.
oh, here's a rock guy who's utilizing stuff outside of just blues-based guitar.
Right.
So a lot of the, King Crimson, Genesis, yes.
Hmm.
I mean, I was like a prog nut, for many years.
Well, I mean, you can tell in your guitar playing, man. It's so like on point and versatile. Of like what you just said, like the progressive guys, like uh, did you even dig Ingve at all? I mean, he was just ridiculously blistering. Was he someone that you respected as a guitar
Um,
player, Steve? You
yeah,
know?
I mean, I was aware of it. I think just the fact that I lived in New York, where
Hmm.
like we didn't. I guess for guitar players that lived in L.A. because he came here,
Yeah.
it was a bit more of a thing. And as much as I appreciate the virtuosity and the technical ability of it, I don't know, but I always liked the guys that kind of played more for the song, maybe,
Totally.
I'm not putting them down or
No.
anything. I mean,
No.
it's an incredible guitar player,
Yeah. Yeah.
but it didn't fit in the framework of the ensemble. It just, wasn't,
Totally.
was not,
I dig.
yeah.
I dig what you mean. I mean,
Whereas like Van Halen,
oh,
although technically mind blowing, Eddie's rhythm shit is just as amazing as any of his solos,
right. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so I love that. And even when I got with Billy Idol, he was a punk rock guy. So, but even he liked Van Halen because he said, he had that fire in his belly, that rhythm thing happening. So
Totally.
it was. Yeah, I mean that's the thing. I can appreciate Ingve and other guitar players that
Right.
can
Right.
shred and all that. Give me a guitar player who can play amazing rhythm as
Dude,
well.
that's right. That's what I dig as well, Steve. To me, you as a player, that's why to me you're freaking great, man. Because just of exactly what you said. If you can play rhythm, and keep that right in pocket and keep
Yep.
it steady and right there and then burn it down, which you do, then you're happening. That's the way I totally
Yeah.
feel about guitar players too. I mean, going to the MIT guy guitar players, nothing personal. That's just not my thing. To
Right.
see somebody do a bunch of scales, man, that really didn't turn me on. That's not why I started to play guitar. But you're so schooled to me, and so you're flamenco to me when I saw you in Sedona, man. The last year, whenever it was that we saw each other again, I was just
Right.
like so happy and so happy to see you. But I sat there just digging on that whole side of you, man. That was just so beautifully
Oh,
done.
thank
Oh
you.
my God!
Thank you, man. Yeah,
And the
yeah.
people
I
that were
rip
playing,
off the
yeah.
best. You
Oh,
know, I
stop.
just listen to Paco de Lucia like and
But
bastardize it. You
right, right. I mean,
know.
we got to take what we need. We got to take what we need,
Right.
right? But Billy Gibbons, man,
Yeah.
I love Gibbons. Me and him, are pards, and he gave me a couple guitars. Billy did, and
Wow.
oh yeah, I
Yeah.
love Billy
That's
Bow, and
great.
yeah, I love Billy, and I saw something on like YouTube that some kid said, do you practice much, Billy? And Gibbons, he goes, no, well, you know, my advice to you is play it like you'd like to hear it,
Right.
yeah.
Right.
When I listen to you play from Billy to everything you've done, even Atomic Playboys, but in the 80s when I first met you, man, when we were hanging and stuff, your stuff with Billy Idol, the sexiness of it, your tone. See, I'm a tone guy too. So your tone and your deliverance to me, Steve, and just your soul, is what's happening to me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm so fortunate that I got to work in the '80s. I got to work with so many amazing
Yeah,
people,
man.
and I'm a fan. That's the thing. I just, I never lose sight of that. I
Mm-hmm.
never lose sight
Mm-hmm.
of even, like you mentioned, Gibbons, and I play in an all-star band with Matt Sorum, Kings of
Right,
Chaos,
right.
and I must have shared the stage with Gibbons a dozen times now.
Mm-hmm.
I never lose sight of the fact that, wow, it's Billy Gibbons.
Right?
It's like if you lose that innocence and maybe that kind of thrill of it, I mean, that's why you pick up the instrument to begin with. So it's I'm still a fan of most of the people that I get to meet and work with